to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Clemson Tigers, taking on a fellow SEC opponent, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Collins with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Started with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Clemson's offense will have the football first. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Breaks into the open. Made a defender miss. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Tigers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. They'll leave it with him. Pass to sticks him, still on his feet. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to throw, it's Denson. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Makes the grab. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And that one is picked up in the end zone.
There might not be a hotter player right now in college football than this guy right here. He had 2 picks in their last game. He already has an interception in the first drive of this one. Quarterbacks, they're going to figure it out eventually. Stop throwing his way.
Snags a quick pass on the left. And the spin move was sweet and athletic, but not necessarily that productive. The Volunteers want to crank the tempo. Hand off to the single back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. They'll try to move the chains on third and short from the 27. Rides the back and leaves it. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line. And the Vols line up to punt it away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game.
Oh, a lot of space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field. It's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle.
Turning it on. Drills him with the stiff arm. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, this this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5.
All right, not ideal. Right, not ideal. You're an offense. You want to get a good kickoff return, but you're starting inside your own 10. Now come out, set the tone, get some high percentage completion. You might not go with that script you had because you thought you might have a little better field position, but you just get some few first downs, get that first down right now.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The play action fake. Oh, he almost picked that one off. Instead, it'll be 3rd down.
Great coverage, great break on the ball. Had a chance to really make a big play and maybe even take that thing back to the house. But you got to secure the catch. We like to hit people more than we like to catch balls.
Pulls it in. It's sacked. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. And the Volunteers will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. They'll try the run. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement.
There he goes. Runs through a tackle. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. We've reached the break. Clemson has the lead, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Here comes Clemson with another 1st down. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Looking for room at the 30. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
The Tigers have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Pushes ahead, and he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The Vols will hustle to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Got him running downfield. Oh, the ball's out after that big play. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Grabbed in the middle. It's set. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. The Volunteers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. The give to the fullback. And this was just a low man wins battle right on the doorstep of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the stop. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Motion from the wideout. Trying to surge it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown ball!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. It'll be a draw. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Rush is on him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and Nealon on 3rd down. Floating away. Looking down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Clemson will send the punt team out. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made close to the 30-yard line. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot when the ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
To the air, it's Underwood. Fires to the middle. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Vols will line up to punt it away. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They got it on offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Man, this QB is so dangerous. He can get outside the pocket, and right here you can tell he gets outside the pocket. Now I got to make some decisions, man. Do I want to go chase this guy? Do I play coverage? And that's why these mobile quarterbacks can really put you in a predicament. The defense won this battle, but that guy is so hard to corral.
Keeps looking downfield. He's not afraid to go deep. He holds it in, and nobody's close. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Fires to the right. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
A shot toward the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Throws toward the end zone. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle, and that lead grows even bigger. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful start to things in Knoxville here today. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Neyland Stadium.
Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here is the Tennessee offense. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think even if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Caught over the middle. It's Davis. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Showed off just about every move in the book, except the forward move. Stopped for a short gain. The give to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Volunteers in the hurry-up. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Here's the pressure. Hit as he throws. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of of the game. Instead, it'll be 4th down. Punt is in the air. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They'll give it to the back. Breaks the tackle. Just gets it to the 28. Pick up of 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on 3rd down. Moves away as he feels pressure. Did the work himself. Out to the 32-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to give a little start to the drive. Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. After the miscue, 1st and 15 for this offense. From the shotgun, the inside give. Still running at the 40. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Takes the handoff. It's Davidson. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's 1st and 10 again. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
How about that play on the ground? They get him out of bounds at the 34. The Tigers back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Shoves back behind the chains. It's 1st and 15. The give from the gun. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Denson. Pressure coming. It's complete on the right side. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 29.
These are simple routes, the drag routes that go across the field, but they actually can turn into huge plays. You see all the speed on the outside and out wide receiver. You get in his hands quick, he can go make a play, make one guy miss, and maybe next time he can make an even bigger game.
And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll try out the field goal kicker. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Running back searching for a hole. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. The Vols want to move quickly.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Under fire. Finds his tight end. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. He'll do it himself. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. A lot of urgency for this offense.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Third and short now from their own 48. Scanning the field, it's Underwood. Got it on the outside, it's Matthews. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. The Volunteers are marching down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the catch. It's Jefferson. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Vols with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And he's going to lose yardage. He was looking everywhere for just a little grass and a little air, and none to be found. Trying play action. Grab behind the line. It's Jefferson. Offense has gained momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the fourth quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
And the Volunteers racing to the line in the hurry up. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. And he slips the first defender and picks up a handful of yards. On third and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down, we're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get first downs. And that's a nice job sneaking in the run, getting the first down, and now we crank the tempo back up.
Fires to the middle, and his throw is incomplete.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
Got his man on the right. Touchdown, Tennessee! A great catch and a run for 6. Well, how about that? And after that touchdown, we might have a finish after all, Jesse.
I love it, Reese, and this team is not quitting. Yeah, they're down on the scoreboard right now, but they are clawing and they are scratching their way back in this game. They're going to keep going hard until this clock reads all zeros.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, we've got a final in a game that just wrapped up here in the SEC. Alabama rolled to victory flexing an offensive muscle that almost reminded folks of the record-setting team led by Mac Jones, Najee Harris, and Devontae Smith. Going to be very interesting to see what the fall...
He's got it down the left side. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Here's the handoff. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Oh, he's got some space. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Bought a little time, lets it go. Working that left side now. Touchdown, Tigers! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. And the extra point makes this a 13-point game here in the 4th. A score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
They'll move the wide receiver. Back to pass, it's Underwood. Pucks it out of the air. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. The Vols want to pick up the tempo.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Looking for a crease. It's Davidson. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. It's 1st down from the 11. Out of the gun to give to the back. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here's the heat. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
That quick slant is a hard ball to adjust to and make your quarterback look good. If you throw it behind me and I'm coming down the line of scrimmage, I really don't have a chance to adjust and try to make my quarterback look good. He's got to miss that thing low or high. He can't miss it behind me.
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves open. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. If you want to look on the bright side, at least you can pile up a bunch of yards if you can move the ball, because it is a long way to the end zone. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. That's caught. It's Matthews. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. Back to throw. It's Underwood. Fires to the wideout. Connection to the right. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. To the air on 1st down. Pressure's there and he lets it go.
Well, there have been way too many incompletions for this offense in this game. It's a big reason why they're trailing, obviously. They've never been able to get into a rhythm, and at this juncture here on a 2-minute situation in your own end, you got to find ways to start throwing.
And the defense, Dave, got him at the 27. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Found the spot in the defense. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Everybody lined up, quickly snapped and spiked to stop the clock.
No gain on the play.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Gets rid of it. Fires to the tight end. Carrying the ball with an edge and hammering his way to the 40. The Volunteers come to the line in the hurry-up. 3rd down play from the gun. Lets it go. Wide open downfield. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. To the line quickly. They'll spike it to save some time. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it for the late touchdown, but probably a little too late, barring just an epic finish.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a 1-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block.
Breaks into the open. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
You can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment, or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those 1 play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from